Hey guys, how are you? All good? So today we're going to review the simple past, but we're going to focus on pronunciation of the verbs. So first, what do you think is more difficult? Regular verbs or irregular verbs? So usually people say irregular verbs are more difficult, but I particularly disagree. I think regular verbs they have a bit more difficulty because of the pronunciation of this ed. The ed ending, uh, it's a big problem, especially for Brazilians. And in this lesson, I'm gonna show you why. There are three possible pronunciations for the ed sound. However, in 70% of the cases, we don't pronounce the letter E. Let me show you some examples. So in column number 1 and in column number 2, we don't pronounce the letter E, but we pronounce the letter D with a sound of D or with a sound of T. It depends. So for example, in column number 1, the verbs end with the pronunciation of D, like the word dog. So repeat after me. Called, arrived, listened. So we don't pronounce the letter E. It's not listened, it's listened, because the original verb is listen. In the second column, we also don't pronounce the letter E. So the verbs, they are pronounced looked, relaxed, stopped. So as you can see, I just say the normal verb, the verb in the base form, look, relax, and stop. And I add a little t, like take, a T sound. T. So looked, relaxed, stopped. The most different is column number 3. The verbs in column number 3, they receive the pronunciation ud. In other words, you pronounce the E sound. So the original verb is want. So in the past we say wanted. Chat, chatted. Text, texted. Why is that? The verbs that the final sound is a t or a d, usually represented by the letters T and D, they receive this extra syllable of ud. So let me show you a list of verbs, regular verbs in the past, and let's try to do it together. Let's try to put the verbs in the correct columns according to their pronunciation. So, for example, the first one, we pronounce played. Yeah, like we saw before, no need to pronounce the letter E. So, played. It's a D sound, so it's column number 1. The second, finished, finished. As you can see, a T sound, column number 2. And can you try to do with the other verbs? Remember, if the verb ends with a T or a D sound, it's number 3. That's the most different of them all. So now to practice a little more, we're going to watch a story. It's a video, and this story contains verbs in the simple past, regular verbs in the simple past. Could you try to write down the verbs and after put them in the correct columns? So here's the story.
So how did it go? Did you pass?
No, I failed. Again.
I don't believe it. How did you fail?
So guys, very good. I know it's difficult to watch a video in English, but I believe in your potential, and I know you can do it. And keep practicing these verbs in the past. because practice makes perfect. So pronunciations like happened, failed, passed, everything you need to just keep practicing. So guys, now as a final evaluation to see if you're ready, if you're up for the task, there are 7 sentences I prepared for you. All these sentences have regular verbs in the past, and I would like you to record your voices, and you can send these sentences, you can send to me this recording in our group, in the classroom group, or you can send them directly to me. All right, so like the first one, they worked in a hospital. Try to also to link the sounds, to connect one word to the next one. If not, if you can't, no problem. If it's difficult to speak fast, emphasize the verb in the past. They worked in a hospital, using the rules that we discussed. All right, so thank you for watching, and see you next class.